Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kayleen Culver-Holm. I live at 1906 Strand Avenue in the Franklin South Precinct. I'm also the precinct committee woman for the Democratic Central Committee. Just started, very new to this. I'm not sure if I'm here as a private citizen or as a leader in my area. Maybe a little both. We're dealing with a situation in our neighborhood at 1900 Strand Avenue and a gentleman by the name of John Ulrich, who has much involvement with the city and the county, are aware of some safety and health issues as a result of his tenure there. We have issues with rats and infestations going into other people's properties and so forth. Landlords have been trying to get him to move for some time. These are owner-occupied. We rent the space that our mobile homes are on. I've been told that he's working his way through the court system, and I appreciate that all the different agencies are doing their best, presumably, to address the issue. However, this man has fixated on my family and myself. We are living in a constant state of fear while he's being allowed to work his way through the court system. I was told last year that his bark is worse than his bite, that it's not against the law to be a jerk by a judge when we sought a no contact order against this man. His behavior is now drastically affecting my 4-year-old daughter, to the point where when I explained to her I needed to go post this letter on his door Sunday because he's refusing certified mail, and also because of the current situation where the mobile home itself is uninhabitable, so he's living in an RV on the public street. It's a safety issue, and there's been many near accidents as a result of how he's parked. Health issues you wouldn't believe, just seeing the property. I have pictures and video if any of you would like to see. I posted this on his door. It's a citizen's request to cease menacing and stalking behavior notice. I was hoping that if he specifically knew that his behavior was also targeting a young child, he has children of his own, I was hoping that maybe he would stop his behavior. I can't take my daughter to teach her how to ride her bike. She's turning 4 next week. I wanted to get her a new bike for her birthday. But because I can't even take her safely to teach her to ride her bike in our own neighborhood without fear of being accosted visually or verbally by this man, I ended up buying her one of those Wii things that connects to my bike so she can ride behind me. She's going to be fine with that, but that's not the point. The point is I am not safe to take my little girl out in my own street to teach her how to ride her bike, while this man is being allowed to work his way through the court system on multiple violations. He's targeting, and he has targeted commissioners. You're pretty popular on his Facebook page right now as well, Mayor Ingram. Aside from going to meetings, committee hearings, things like that, I've notified the authorities. There is a bit of a history, but a couple years old. And if anyone has any questions and would like me to elaborate on what the history is or was, I would be happy to. But the fact of the matter is we are trying desperately to move on with our lives. We are not in a position to simply move. Nor should we have to. We've lived there much longer than he has. We're good homeowners and neighbors. We don't bother our neighbors. Why don't we just do whatever, and we do what we can to ignore him and avoid him. But how do you tell a 4-year-old child to cover her eyes and ears on demand? Because you never know when the next attack is coming. And we live not 50 yards from this man. I have the privilege of when I leave here tonight, I have to go home and fill out the paperwork requesting another no contact order. And I may get the same judge that said it's not illegal to be a jerk. In the meantime, this man is forcing myself and my family to live in a constant state of fear. We're prisoners in our own home, in our own neighborhood, in our own community, if he sees us out and about in the community. Now, I don't know. He said, the judge said that the way the stalking laws were written here in the state of Montana, that I didn't have enough evidence, and I have evidence of his behavior on video, of what we regularly expect from this man. Where I came from originally, I transplanted here from Oregon 13 years ago. And I worked closely with, I was in property management, I worked very closely with law enforcement agencies, district attorney's office. We had a menacing ordinance in our community. Menacing behavior. While it may, but this man is stalking us at this point. But if we at least had some sort of menacing order against making people fearful, just because he has broken out a window on our home. He's threatened to chop my daughter's father head off right in front of her. He's used his truck to terrify myself and my daughter while we've been out driving, just coming and going. I need help from the community. My neighbors know what's going on. As soon as I can go to the next neighborhood association meeting, I plan on attending that as well. And I hope to serve on the neighborhood association as well. That I already have PTSD, severe PTSD with extreme anxiety. I'm a survivor of stuff. And I am presently a homemaker on disability, trying to find my way back into society so I can serve my community again like I used to do. And when you reach out for help to people in a position to help you, and they tell you things like, his bark's worse than his bite, or it's not illegal to be a jerk, and you're trying to teach your child that this is a safe world to live in. The old saying, it takes a village. It doesn't just apply to our children, it applies to each other. And I need help. I'm scared. Does anyone have any questions for me?
So we'll reach out tomorrow and have a conversation, see if we can figure out some alternatives. Yeah. We'll be in touch tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other general public comment this